got dreams, we all want things. But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
Hey there, everyone. I'm Rusty, a motorboat mechanic who's better at causing waves than fixing them. You know, working with boats is a lot like comedy, it's all about staying afloat. I've spent more time in the water than on it, thanks to my handiwork. In my world, a smooth sailing engine is like a mythical creature often talked about but rarely seen. I've got more stories about leaks and breakdowns than a sinking ship. My boss always says, Rusty, the only thing you repair successfully is our need for a good laugh. While working as a motorboat mechanic, this is what my manager said about my work. Rusty, you're the only mechanic who could turn a motorboat into a submarine. Here's a good one. My head of department's take on my work was, when you fix an engine, it's like a magic trick, now it works, now it doesn't. You won't believe the hilarious thing my manager said. You have a talent for turning minor repairs into major overhauls. Picture this. My executive's comment on my work went something like this. Your idea of a tune-up is playing music to the engine and hoping for the best. It's like my superintendent woke up and decided to roast my work with this comment. You make every repair job look like an episode of a survival show. One day this is what my supervisor said about my work. You're the reason why life jackets are our best sellers. Guess what my team said about my work during one of our meetings. Your toolbox is more like a magician's hat full of surprises. None of them useful. Another day I went to work and my manager said, even the boats start sweating when they see you coming. Let me share what my team had to say about my work just yesterday. You're the only boat mechanic who could make an anchor need repairs. It's like my superintendent woke up and decided to roast my work with this comment. Your repairs are like a weather forecast, always wrong. Last week, my controller threw this curved ball. When you work on a boat, it's like a game of chance, mostly bad luck. One of my colleagues dropped this gem on Monday. Every time you fix a boat, Neptune himself gets nervous. I've heard some things in my time, but what my superior said about my work was truly memorable. Your way of fixing leaks is like trying to stop a waterfall with a spoon. Let me share what my director said about my work on Tuesday. You're the kind of mechanic who makes the marina a no-go zone. While working some extra hours, my team said this. Every boat you've touched is now a floating museum of mishaps. So, my team leader came up with this singer about my work. You've got a special skill for turning speedboats into driftwood. So, on a Friday, my team came up with this gem about my work. You're the Picasso of boat mechanics if Picasso made everything lopsided. My team's feedback on my work was quite the surprise. Your work on engines is so bad, even the fish are complaining. In the realm of unbelievable feedback, my administrator said this about my work. You're the reason why abandoned ship is a common phrase around here. Picture this. My team's comment on my work went something like this. Every boat you fix ends up with more character and less functionality. Guess what my team said about my work during one of our meetings. You're the only motorboat mechanic who makes sailors consider rowing. The other day, my boss had this to say about my work. Your idea of fixing an engine is like a chef trying to cook with a broken stove. Just this Wednesday, my colleagues said this about me. You've got a unique talent for making every repair a new problem. I had to hold back laughter when my team commented on my work like this. When you say good as new, we brace for new problems. One day this is what my supervisor said about my work. You turn every tune-up into a mystery one even Sherlock couldn't solve. My boss's perspective on my work took an unexpected turn when he said, your repair work is like a thriller movie full of suspense and unexpected turns. Ever had your work summed up by your chief in a single sentence? Mine did. And it was, you're the reason why our customers take swimming lessons. You'll get a kick out of what my manager said. Every boat you work on becomes a rustic artifact. I couldn't believe it when my executive remarked this. You're the master of turning speedboats into slow boats. Here's a good one. My head of department's take on my work was, even the simplest repair becomes an odyssey with you. My employer's feedback was quite the surprise when he said, Your mechanical skills are so legendary, they're mythical. We went for a team building and my team leader dropped this gem. You make boat engines yearn for their factory settings. You won't believe the hilarious thing my manager said. Every repair you do is like a plot twist in a novel, never what it seems. You won't believe what my team said about my work recently. You're the only mechanic who can make an engine worse by just looking at it. Picture this. My executives comment on my work when something like this. You turn smooth sailing into rough waters with every tool touch. I had to hold back laughter when my administrator commented like this. Your version of fixed is what others call broken beyond repair. So, here I was on a coffee break when one of my colleagues said to me, "Boats you've worked on are now used in how not to mechanic courses." Just when I thought I'd heard it all, my manager said this about my work. Your repair jobs are like a puzzle missing a few critical pieces. Just when I thought I'd heard it all, my team said this about my work. You make every boat owner consider investing in a canoe. Here's a good one. My team's take on my work was, you're the kind of mechanic who gives ghost ships a reason to exist. So, my manager dropped this gem about my work recently. You're the only mechanic who could sink a boat on dry land. Guess what my manager said during our meeting? Your repair manuals are used more as comedy scripts than guides. My employer's feedback was quite the surprise when he said, when you fix an engine, it takes early retirement. I had to hold back laughter when my administrator commented like this. Your idea of a fully functioning boat is one that floats. Sometimes. Guess what my manager said during our meeting? You've turned more motorboats into paddly boats than anyone else. The other day, my boss had this to say about my work. Your tool belt is more decorative than functional. Just when I thought I'd heard it all, my manager said this about my work. You're the reason why our clients know the Coast Guard on a first-name basis. Just when I thought I'd heard it all, my team said this about my work. Your engine tune-ups are like a horror movie full of screams and surprises. While working some extra hours, my team said this. You make every boat repair a leap of faith into the water. Last week, my controller threw this curved ball. Boats you fix should come with a swim at your own risk warning. So, here I was on a coffee break when one of my colleagues said to me, you're the inspiration behind our new service, canoe rentals. So, my manager dropped this gem about my work recently. Your workbench is less a place of repair, more a scene of a crime against boats. You'll get a kick out of what my manager said. Every boat you touch magically turns into an anchor. My boss's perspective on my work took an unexpected turn when he said, you've got a talent for making engines sound like a percussion band. So, my team leader came up with this singer about my work. With your skills, boats spend more time in repair than in water. Another day, I went to work and my manager said, your engine diagnostics are more baffling than a cryptic crossword. We went for a team building and my team leader dropped this gem. You've become a legend in dockside tales of mechanical mishaps. Just this Wednesday, my colleagues said this about me. Your repairs make boats nostalgic for the days of being a tree. One day, this is what my supervisor said about my work. Your work is the reason lifeboats were invented. Guess what my team said about my work during one of our meetings? You're the only mechanic who needs a lifeguard on standby. Thank you all for riding the waves of laughter with me tonight. It's been great sharing my sea of mechanical misadventures. Remember, if your boat's engine works too well, you might not have had any tinkering with it. I'll be heading back to the marina, where boats tremble at the sight of my toolbox. Keep your life jackets handy and your sense of humor ready. And as my boss always says, Rusty, the only thing you've successfully repaired is our need for a good laugh. Thank you for being here and have a good day. See you on the next one.
And we all got dreams, we all want things. But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything?
Hey, I may be the worst at my job, but at least I'm entertaining. Leave a comment down below and let me know what your manager is saying about your work. And if you didn't enjoy this show, well, I promise I'll try even harder to disappoint you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, stay employed and keep smiling.